Hello and welcome to your practice. I'm Becky, and today's practice is going to take you through some stretches for golf, pre-golf and post-golf. So when we stretch before golf, we're going to have better flexibility and a smoother golf swing. And when we stretch after golf, the muscles are warmer, so we've got more increased circulation to the joints and the tissues. And we have a better recovery after the golf game. So I've had a few requests for pre and post golf stretches, so I thought I'd make this video and share it with you. So I've got a golf club here. If you don't have a golf club handy, maybe a broom, but I kind of designed these to do after a golf game or while you're on the golf course, before or after. So I am trying to design things that you can do kind of standing right on the golf course. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need too much kind of equipment to do these. But you also can do these at home on your off days from playing golf. And they're just going to get you even more flexible and even more ready for that next round. So I've got a golf club and I've got a chair here. At the golf course, maybe you can use a chair or a bench there, or maybe even the golf cart for some of the poses that we're going to do. So we're going to start standing, and we're going to, this whole practice is going to work the shoulders, the back, the mid back, the low back. It's going to work the hips. It's going to work the thighs, the quadricep muscles, the hamstrings, the psoas muscle on each side. We're going to work the wrists, the core, the hips. So it's a really nice all over body stretch. And I think this is a great practice, even if you're not a golfer. I think it's a great kind of standing practice that anyone can do for general flexibility. So without further ado, we're going to start standing with a shoulder stretch. So let's take the right arm over to the left, and we're just going to stretch this right shoulder. You can hold the arm with the left hand and then just kind of turn to the left, come back. We'll turn to the left, come back. One more time, turn to the left, come back. We'll bring that arm down, take the left arm over to the right. You can support it with the right hand. So we're stretching this outer left shoulder. We'll turn to the right a little bit, back to center, to the right, back to center, to the right, and back to center, and then the arms come down. Now a tricep stretch. So bring the arms up, bend your right elbow, take your left hand and hold the right elbow. And we're going to lean to the left, come back to center. We're going to lean to the left, come back to center, lean to the left, come back to center. Other side, right hand on the left elbow. We'll lean to the right, come back to center, lean to the right, come back to center. One more, lean to the right, and we'll come back to center. Arms come down and just shake out the arms. Now we're going to do a wrist and forearm stretch. So the right arm comes out, take the left hand and just kind of pull the right fingers back, and then turn the fingertips down, and we're going to pull them back. Fingers up, fingers down, fingers up, fingers down. We'll switch sides. So the left hand, fingers up, take the right hand and gently pull the left fingers back, and then the fingers go down. We'll gently pull them back, up, down, up, and down. Good. Shake out the wrists. And then we'll come into a prayer pose. So hands right in front of the chest, and we'll lower the wrists down. Keep the heel of the hand touching, and then lift the wrists. We're going to lower the hands, lift the hands. We'll do that one more time. Lower the hands and lift the hands, and then shake out the arms. All right, next thing, grab your golf club. If you're at home and the golf clubs are away, you can grab a broom handle or some kind of stick. But we're going to take the golf club or that stick up over and just rest it on the shoulders, tops of the shoulders, feet a little wider than the hips. And we're going to keep the feet planted, and we're going to turn side to side. So the hips are turning, but you're mainly turning from the waist. Feet stay planted, and we're just kind of twisting side to side. So this is working the whole back, the upper back, the mid back, the low back. And now we're going to let the hips turn as well. So when you go to the right, the left heel will lift. When you go to the left, the right heel will lift. So just that opposite heel lifts as you turn. So now we want the hips to turn. We want the heel to lift. And just swinging and breathing as you twist a little side to side. Good. Bring that to center. The club comes up overhead. Now we're going to do a forward fold with the golf club. So you're going to take the golf club behind the hands. So the golf club's about that far wide apart. See what feels good for your shoulders. Feet are going to be about hip width apart. We're going to hinge forward from the hips. So hinging forward, bend your knees and start to lower the head. Now lift the golf club up overhead, however high it wants to lift. I want you to keep a bend in the knees and keep tucking the chin, keep lengthening the neck and the spine, and you just lift that golf club as high as it will go. It might go low depending on if your shoulders are tight. It might go lower down towards your back. So you just lift it to whatever level feels good and hold and breathe. Weight's a little bit in the heel of the foot. Toes are a little light. Good. Now we're going to come out of this. So lower that golf club down, keep that bend in the knees and hinge up from the hips all the way up to standing. And then let go of that one end of the golf club, bring it forward. All right, the next thing is a side stretch. So feet are going to be about hip width apart. We're going to take the golf club up overhead. Inhale, and we're going to exhale. So we'll do this 2 more times just to kind of work the shoulders. Inhale the golf club up overhead. And exhale it down in front. One more time. Inhale it up overhead and exhale it down. Now we'll go into the side stretch. So we'll inhale that golf club up overhead. Now you're going to keep your head and spine straight and arms stay straight, and just bring both arms to the right. So the head doesn't move. We don't lean to the right. Back to center and both arms to the left. Okay, we'll do it 2 more times on each side. Both arms to the right. To center, both arms to the left. Good. One more time, both arms to the right, to center, and both arms to the left. Now this time we're going to take both arms to the right, but we're going to lean to the right. So we're going to stretch that left side of the body. Come back to center. We're going to take both arms to the left and lean to the left, stretching the right side. 2 more times to each side. We're going to lean to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left, inhale to center, 1 more time to the right, inhale to center, exhale to the left, good, and bring that up, and then we're going to bring the arms down in front of us. Awesome, so awesome upper body, chest, shoulder stretch. Next we're going to do a quad or a thigh stretch. So we're going to have the golf club, we're going to use it for balance, we're going to have it in the left hand. We're going to take the right knee and bend the right knee, and you're going to reach and try to grab your right ankle or right toes or right pant leg. We're going to hold here. Now, if you can't reach, you're going to just keep a bend of the knee like this. You're still getting that stretch on the quad. So we want to have that right knee kind of pointing down towards the floor. The tendency for tight thighs, tight hips is for that knee to come forward. So we want to try to get the thighs parallel and the right knee pointing straight down. So it's a big stretch on that right thigh, right quadricep muscles. And then we're going to bring the right foot down. We're going to switch sides, so the club's in your right hand. Balance on that right foot, and we're going to bend the left knee and reach back for the left hand. Remember, you can just keep the knee bent and the hand reaching back. With that hand reaching back, you're stretching and opening the heart and chest. You want to try to keep that left knee down, pointing down towards the floor, not forward, and the thighs fairly parallel with each other. Big breaths into that left thigh muscle. Good, and we're going to let that left foot come down. We're done with the club for a few poses. Let's go ahead and set that club down. We're going to work into a lunge, and we're going to take the lunge into a twist and a lunge into a psoas stretch. So we're going to have the seat of the chair facing you. We're going to stand about 3 feet back from it. And we're going to take the right foot and place it on the seat of the chair. And then we're going to lunge forward. So we want our right knee to be over our right heel. The left heel's down on the ground. So we're getting a nice big stretch in the front of the left hip and left thigh. So a couple breaths here, and then we're going to go into a twist. So bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand to your right hip. Inhale, and with your exhale, we're going to turn to the right. And you want to pull the right thigh in towards the belly, pull your right hip back a little bit. So the hips stay fairly centered, but we don't want the right hip moving forward towards the right knee. We want that right hip to pull back a little bit, and that's going to help center the hips. Inhale, come forward, keep the right foot on the chair, We're going to inhale both arms up overhead. Now take your right hand, hold your left wrist. Inhale, with your exhale, you're going to lean to the right. So we've got a big stretch on that left side, the left hip flexors, the left psoas muscle. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, arms come down. We're going to step back off of the chair. We're going to do that whole little sequence on the left side. So the left foot will be on the seat of the chair. You're going to lean forward, left knee stacks over left heel. We want our right heel on the ground. Couple breaths here. So we're breathing into this right thigh, right hip. We'll go into our twist, right hand to the left knee, left hand on the left hip. Inhale, with your exhale, we're going to turn to the left. So pull the left thigh into the belly and pull the left hip back just slightly. That'll help to square the hips up towards the chair. Big breaths. Okay, we're going to inhale, come forward. Keep that left foot on the chair. Inhale, both arms up. Relax the shoulders. Take your left hand, hold the right wrist. On your next exhale, we're going to lean to the left. So big stretch on our right side, right hip flexors, right psoas muscle. So we're not leaning forward at all. We're just leaning to the left. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, both arms down. And then we're going to push back and step off that chair. Just shake out the arms, shake out the legs a bit. Next thing is a hamstring stretch. So we're going to use our chair. Maybe you can use a bench at the golf club or any place where you are at home. We're going to take our right heel and we're going to place the right heel on the seat of the chair. Right toes are up towards the ceiling. Hands are on the hips. We want to keep our hips squared, keep our spine long, and we're just going to hinge forward just a little bit. So we're getting a big stretch in the back of this right leg, right hamstring, right calf. Couple breaths. And you can stay in any of these stretches longer if you feel like you'd like to or you need it. We're going to inhale, come up to standing, and then bring the right foot down. We're going to take the left heel to the seat of the chair, left toes up towards the ceiling, so our left foot is flexed. Hips are level and even. Inhale, and with your exhale, hinge forward just a little bit. You're going to feel a great stretch in the back of the left leg. Big breaths. So we're not rounding, we're not slumping forward. We've got a nice long spine and a nice big stretch in the back of that left leg. We're going to inhale, come all the way up to standing, bring the left foot down, and we're going to shake that out. The next thing is a chair twist. We're not using the chair, but we're going into what's called like a chair pose in yoga. So we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. We're going to put a little bend in the knees. I'll turn this way, a little bend in the knees, and the hips shift back. So bend in the knees, hips shift back. We're going to take the left elbow to the left thigh and the left hand to the right thigh, and we're going to twist to the right. So we're reaching that right hand up. Hips stay squared, hips stay centered towards the chair. We're not turning the hips to the right, but we're turning from the waist, we're turning to the right, reaching up with the right hand. Good. Exhale, bring that right arm down, and we'll go to the other side. So your right elbow to the right knee, right hand to the left knee. I hope I got that correct on the first side. We're going to lift the left arm up. Good. Breathe. Weight is in the heels. So the hips are staying towards the chair, but from the waist up, we're turning to the left. Couple big breaths here. Good. And then we're going to exhale, bring that hand down, and come all the way up to standing. Good. Shake it out. We're going to use our golf club again for a standing hip stretch. So this standing hip stretch can also be done on a chair, seated in a chair, but I'll show you how to do it with the golf club standing first. So we're going to have the golf club in the right hand on the left hip. We're going to bend the knees a little bit and bring the right ankle to the left thigh. And we're going to start to bend that left knee. This right foot stays flexed. That's going to protect the right knee. And we're going to bend that left knee a little bit, shifting the hips back. So a big hip glute stretch. Couple breaths. The right hand on the golf club for balance. Nice and slow. We're going to come standing up, bring that right foot down. We're going to switch the golf club into the left hand on the right hip. Little bend in the knees, and then we're going to bring the left ankle to the right thigh, left foot is flexed, and bend that right knee and shift the hips back as if you're going to sit in a chair. Couple breaths. This is working our core as well. Anytime we balance, we work the core. Weights in the heel of that standing foot. Nice and slow. We're going to stand up and we'll bring that left foot down. We're going to shake it out. And set the golf club down. We're going to do a little core twist. So we're going to have the feet about hip width apart, and we're going to bring hands to opposite shoulders. Your elbows kind of crossed in front of your chest. We're going to have a little bend of the knees and shift the hips back as if you're positioning yourself to address the ball. So a little bend in the knees, long spine. We're hinging forward from the hips. We're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to turn to the right or whatever side you go for your back swing. Inhale here, exhale, and turn to the other side for your follow through. Inhale, exhale, twist to that first side. Inhale, exhale, turning, kind of through for that follow through movement. Inhale, coming to center, back into the first side where it would be your back swing. And then exhale, we're going to turn to the opposite side. Good. Inhale, come to center, and then stand up. So that one, you're going to turn, the first turn is going to be to the side for your back swing. So if you're left-handed, right-handed, you'll adjust that for you. The last thing we're going to do is a forward fold with the chair. So standing a little bit away from the chair, we're going to hinge from our hips. This is going to stretch the whole back body and the hamstrings. We're going to hinge from the hips, put a little bend in the knees, reach for the back of the chair. And then adjust the feet. So you want your hips over the heels. Little bend in the knees. The head is right in between the arms. Big stretch through the shoulders, upper back, through the mid back, through the low back, into the hips, into the backs of the legs. You can even bring the hands to the seat of the chair to get a good stretch. Adjust how you need. Put a nice bend in the knees. We're going to come all the way up to standing. And you're going to shake it out. That's it. That's our quick stretch for golf. Use it pre-golf, use it post-golf, use it on your off golf days, use it anytime you want. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you have any comments. Share it with someone you think might like it. And I think it's a great stretch for anybody, not just golfers. And hit the subscribe button if you don't already subscribe. You'll get my, whenever I send out a video, you'll get notified. And I will see you next time on Yoga with Becky Thomas. Namaste.